What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into a Rakdos Knight deck, and this deck actually comes to us from Delmo. Great player, great decks, and this one is a standard 2021, same as the rest, but it's so good and it's so powerful and it's so kind of slept on. Oathsworn Knight, it's a great card, 3 mana for this 4/4 that doesn't necessarily take damage the same as other cards would. So enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it, right? So that's nice. And then whenever it attacks, which it attacks each combat, you're getting this big 4/4 creature. However, whenever it's dealt damage, you're not going to necessarily count that damage the same as you would normally, or generates whatever. Whenever it's dealt damage, you're going to remove a +1/+1 counter from it, right? Just one though. So if it's dealt yeah, I don't know, death touch damage, you're going to be removing a counter, right? Because you're preventing the damage, so you're not taking death touch damage, you're preventing it, and then you're removing a +1. So it's a really good card, and the fact that it comes down with 4/4 means whenever you Embercleave it, now it's a 5/5. If you have Fervent down, or 2 of them, it's 6/5 or 7/5. You get the point. It gets to being a very, very strong card. And then outside of that, Knights in general have a very strong synergy within themselves, thanks to Fervent, thanks to Blacklance Paragon, right? Stormfist Crusader is just a nice card in general because it means if you play smart, right, and you don't just throw this down as soon as you get it on turn 1, whatever, and you wait for your opponent to maybe have that board wipe, detect what kind of deck they're playing, then play this down, it allows you to rebuild and you can swing in and finish them. That's generally the big difference between people that are playing aggro correctly and playing it incorrectly, is those that just sort of swarm the field with everything as soon as they see it, and those that know that, hey, you can't overcommit to the board, you need to save some and save these key pieces that allow you to draw more cards. So diving into the full deck, we have Foulmire Knight, 3 mana, you get to draw a card, lose 1 life. Again, this comes in handy after you've been board wiped, late game, whenever you're trying to get back into the game and get those knights down, or looking for Embercleave, On the flip side, it's a 1/1 Death Touch Knight, so it's a great defender against everything except for, Questing Beast. Fervent Champion, a very strong, heavy hitter for 1 mana, that is. First Strike Haste, not to mention the fact that it can give other knights +1/+0, so again, if they have Embercleave, you're giving it to them. If you have 2 Fervents down, you have two 1s first striking hasters, which is nice. And furthermore, equip abilities like Embercleave cost 3 less, and well, Embercleave costs 3 to equip, so Fervent gets it for free, which means if your Embercleave creature dies, you can just automatically throw it on the Fervent. Free. Right. Blacklance Paragon, 2 mana, 3/1 flash. Y'all have been seeing a whole lot of this card across several decks. That's because it's really, really strong. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target knight gains death touch and lifelink. Put it on itself, put it on other knights. It's really good with Fervent because Fervent has first strike, so if you're putting death touch on Fervent, a lot of the times you're not losing the creature. Granted, you're not gaining the 3 life, so maybe you should weigh that out as well, but you are like keeping all your creatures alive, removing your opponent's creature for 1 little point of damage. Eliminate is some great removal for both planeswalkers and creatures. Things like Lovestruck Beast are really popular right now because, adventure decks are really popular. Bonecrusher Giant is really popular, right? And all these are very big creatures that you want to deal with for low mana. Eliminate is how you do it. And, I can't think of any common planeswalkers that I played. I mean, maybe you hit the Royal Scions or something like that, but I think... No, they're Eldraine. They're sticking around. I can't think of too many 3 mana planeswalkers is the point, so mostly for the creatures there. Rimrock Knight is real good because, again, target creature gets +2/+0. Great with Embercleave, not to mention the fact that it's 2 mana 3/1. So you're getting a general blade on the other side of it, right? Stormfist, we talked about. Murderous Rider is great removal. I will say the deck initially had 4 copies of Stormfist and 4 copies of Blacklance. I don't have that, so I went for an extra copy of Eliminate and an extra copy of Murderous Rider. So Murderous Rider, great for destroying creatures and planeswalkers. You do lose 2 life, so be careful with that. But you get a 2/3 lifelinker on the other side of it. That is also a knight, so kind of works out. Oathsworn, we talked about. Bonecrusher Giant isn't a knight, but it's such good value, right? 3 mana for this 4/3, great stats. 2 mana, you get to remove something, and whenever your opponents go to target it, they take 2 damage. So all in all, it's fantastic. And then last but not least, we have Embercleave, the beauty. +1/+1 trample, double strike. We all know and love / hate it, right? It all depends on which side of that blade you're on. And then the lands, we have non-swamp, non-mountains, and 4 tournament grounds, and then 1 Embereth and 1 Locthwain. So really solid mana base and really solid deck, actually. This one works very, very efficiently, very low to the ground. Now, before we go and hop into the matches, I would like to remind everybody that every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have an F&M podcast that airs, and it's featuring me, myself, MTG Jeff, and Hello Good Game, and we talk about all things Magic. Right now, we're diving into Zendikar spoilers, which are, abundant, so we got a lot to talk about, and generally, it's a great time, right? Speaking of Zendikar, we are having a Zendikar brew stream on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so be sure you're there or you're gonna be square. Basically, I'm going to be diving into Zendikar, seeing what decks we can come up with, and seeing what y'all might have to submit to me, ideas to work with, all that. Subscribe if you're new here and you want more of this content, because again, we are dropping daily videos, so if you really want to see them, make sure you're subscribing and hitting that bell icon, as it, 1, supports the channel for free, and 2, gives you all these spicy videos every single day that we drop them. And then finally, we've been doing a daily question in each one of our videos. I do highly recommend you watch all the way through, find this daily question, and answer it, as we've been having a lot of fun, and people have been giving us some great responses down in the comment section. So if you're looking for a little bit more dealing with Magic and within the Magic universe, but not necessarily like, oh, I want to watch this deck tech or whatever, answer the daily questions, dive into some of the lore with us, and watch the pro tips, get everything you can out of the videos, basically what I'm saying. All that being said and out of the way, we are going to go ahead and hop right into our matches. Horrendous. I want to keep it just because the split on mana, you know how I feel about that. I mean, if nothing else, it'll keep itself alive. We do have the Rimrock that can actually, like, deal damage, so it's not the world's worst. Not as bad as what people might think. And there's this cheeky little Stormfist, so all of our problems are solved. Now, we are allowing a Jeskai player to draw more cards as well, which is not necessarily the best thing in the world. But we are knocking them down quickly, I might add, quickly. Next turn they'll already be at 10 health, which means they gotta start working quicker. quicker. Oh no, they'll be at 9 health. I forgot about Stormfist dealing 1 damage. Scorching Dragonfire. You don't like drawing cards, bro? What a shame, what a shame. What a shame. Alright, so we'll get down to Fervent, and this will allow us to increase the attack power of our Rimrock and, all that good stuff. So they're still down to 10. We can do that instant speed, so we might as well, and then we'll also keep up the mana for Eliminate. If you could do something at instant speed, generally you should, of course, unless you're playing against a control player that has counter spells, in which case, be very cautious, right? Because allowing them to untap basically turns their counter magic back online. Alright, well, we can draw a card here, no biggie. Oathsworn, what a hit, what a hit. I think I'd rather get the Oathsworn down than have Foulmire Knight down. Does that make sense? Like, we only have enough black sources for one of the 2 cards to come down, so rather have the 4/4 than the 1/1. Although the 4/4 may immediately get removed. Omen of the Sea, that's not removal. And if they have a Scorching Dragonfire, Oathsworn can survive it. Granted, it will be reduced down to that 1/1 I was talking about, but it will live. Cool beans. Cool freaking beans. So if I swing in, tap those 2, that, we will still have enough. So we're gonna Oathsworn and take them down 5 points, right? Oh, next to damage. Alright, so they're on a 1-turn timer. Do I worry about getting down the Foulmire? Yeah, I think so. Although in the same manner, if they board wipe us again, right? Then Foulmire could have been the one creature that we had that we then Castle Embereth. It still would have taken 3 turns to take them out, but maybe keeping Foulmire Knight back was no. Now I'm thinking it was the right play to play it, right? At least now we still have something to swing in with. Yeah, so let's Castle Embereth this bitch. Your time's a coming, horrendous. Your time's a coming, and then we have Blacklance, right? Right. To play off the back of it. Narset. Yeah, Narset. Chill out. Oh. What? I thought for sure that they were going to be gaining life. That's a little funky. Yeah, we'll resolve that. Now go ahead, spend your last 2 mana. Their last 2 mana is definitely going to be a Scorching Dragonfire on my Blacklance here. I'm like 35% sure of that one, right? And then, no, we actually got him. Nice. Today is going to be Inzalis. We'll keep it because I see the Fervent and the Embercleave and the Rimrock and, you know, most everything that I enjoy here. We're gonna scare our opponent by playing the just a solid mono red first, and then we'll go into the tournament grounds. Anyways, hopefully we can climb up a little bit through rank today. I know I haven't been playing near as much this season as what I probably should have, but you know. Might as well get in some extra damage while we can. I guess we could have also gotten down to 3-1. It's okay. Trying to think about whether it's better to add more things to the board so we can Embercleave quicker, or remove their Lovestruck Beast so we don't have things attacking us, right? Oh, right, we need an extra land if we're going to Murderous Rider, actually. Well, we can still Blacklance. Alright. We'll just go for the cheeky Blacklance removal. Now, the nice thing about Blacklance and Fervent and all that stuff is Blacklance can give Fervent, you know, Death Touch, and since Fervent has First Strike, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We could also just remove their 1-1, but I actually want to get their 3-1 off the board so I can swing in, right? You don't want Lovestruck Beast just chilling around, so. Get rid of that guy, heal up some. Our opponent's playing Teamer Adventures, so we could Bonecrusher plus Rimrock. I think that does make the most sense. So we'll save our Bonecrusher for instant speed, but still think it's the right play. Oathsworn Knight is really good. Just FYI. I don't mind taking this 1 point to ensure that that 1-1 is what we want to kill, right? If they go to play a creature that has 2 or less power, I want to be able to Bonecrusher it. Unless, of course, they threw down their own Bonecrusher, in which case, yikes. No? And then a Lovestruck Beast. Right, right. Yeah, Eliminate's good. We'll eliminate that, and then we can Bonecrusher the 1-1, so this way our Rimrock Knight lives. I guess we could have done this on previous turn, but it wouldn't have allowed us to do anything extra on this turn, so it's fine. Alright. kicking our opponent down to 13. We're whittling them. We're whittling them. If I can get one more creature down, like this Bonecrusher Giant or like the Oathsworn, we can get an Embercleave off. Our opponent throws down a Bonecrusher. Spicy. I think I would rather have a Bonecrusher down. That way, if I go to throw Embercleave and they Brazen Borrow it, like I'm assuming they might, we'll be alright. So that 1/1 is really a problem because I don't want to kill my Rimrock, but it looks like that's what's going to happen if I just play Rimrock, of course. I say let's just play the Bonecrusher. If they have a Brazen Borrower, they won't bounce the Bonecrusher. We're not going to swing in with the 3/1. And this way next turn we have Embercleave available, right? Alright, so far so good. The only issue is not being able to cast that Murderous Rider, but that's alright. Do we do a little trade Z? I don't think so. I think we just let that shit happen. We got Embercleave coming, so... Alright, Gonzalez. Beanstalk. Big old Beanstalk. We're gonna need some black mana if I want to use with this Murderous Rider, and trust me, I want to use that Murderous Rider. Part of me actually says go Stormfist, Bonecrusher, the 1/1, but they still have 4 points worth of mana, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. We'll try to slam down the Stormfist. Ooh, Bonecrusher, the 1/1. And we'll see what they got from there. In all reality, I shouldn't have played the Stormfist down yet, but we didn't have anything else that we could have played in that 2 mana slot, so I guess it's a matter of when I would have played it, right? Oh, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Bonecrusher from our opponent. And I was expecting a Brazen Borrower at some point, but it doesn't look like we're going to get one. Our opponent is down to 9, which means if we can swing in with that Bonecrusher and it does go untouched, then that's lethal, but I highly doubt they just tap all out for that Beanstalk, right? There's no way. We definitely take the hit here again because Stormfist it's valuable to us. Bonecrusher, plus leave up 4 mana. No. And get down to Love Struck. Cool, so they're all tapped out. Good, I feel a lot better about them being all tapped out. And another land, but it's not the kind of land we need. Isn't that a pain in the ass? Yikes. So we could get down Bonecrusher plus use Bonecrusher. We could also get down Oathsworn plus use Bonecrusher. Thinking. This Bonecrusher can remove their 1/1, so their Love Struck at least can't swing in. We'll keep our life total. I think we do just play this, keep Bonecrusher for their turn. I know I have Embercleave available, but it doesn't make sense to use it right now, so. Alright, no attacks, and we'll end our turn on that note. We still have a very, very solid hand, you know? I think we'll be alright. Alright, so now we Bonecrusher the 1/1. If we can, of course. They may have counter spells or whatever, in which case I should have played it on my turn, but with only 2 cards in hand. Yeah. Alright, so Love Struck can't attack. They can swing in with their 2 Bonecrushers, and they're going to. We'll do a little trade Z. Their Love Struck can't attack, so, and it can't block our Stormfist because Stormfist has Menace, so yep, good old Beanstalk Giant. I need some black mana, actually. I need oh, This is horrific. This is absolutely horrific. Okay. I mean, I guess we just throw this down, throw down Oathsworn, Chum Block. Because again, Murderous Rider is the answer to their Beanstalk, but you know. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, we did get all 3 tournament grounds. Like the odds of that are not very high. Hey, there's that Brazen Bar we all know and love so much. And there's the other one. Alright, so yes, Chum Block. Chum Blockery. I wonder how many Teamer Adventure decks run just one-off Embercleave for situations like this where they got a big creature but they can't get it through. Was that another goddamn red mana source? My goodness, we are just popping off on them. Shit. Alright, now we do have to start being worried because these Brazen Borrowers put us on a 2-turn limit, which is real fun that we're about to lose simply because of mana issues. Y'all know me, I love losing because of mana issues. That's probably my favorite way to lose in Magic. Love Struck Beast. Love Struck Beast. Love Struck Beast. Well, we never found it, huh? That's a doozy. So we lose. Good game. That was fun. Crush Television gonna be our next foe. Now we do have the tournament grounds and we have the double black sources outside of the tournament grounds, which was my main concern, right? I think I'm gonna keep this. We get to go first. That's a Fervent off the back, Blacklance turn 2, or Bonecrusher for removal turn 2. That's all very solid. So let's see. Would it be? Would it be? All right, Fervent Champion. Stormfist does allow us to draw cards, but like I said, with the Blacklance Bonecrusher play, it actually gives us the ability to deal more damage, so I'm gonna go for that still. And this means that if we do end up having all of our stuff removed, we have the Stormfist to rebuild our hand and rebuild our board and rebuild, you know, just in general. So nothing coming down from our opponent here? No, guess not. Alright, we will go ahead and throw down the Blacklance. Suppose we could have also just sent the Bonecrusher 2 damage to the face, given that their turn is holding up, so we know that they have some kind of removal. Yeah, eliminate. Cheeky little eliminate. That's okay. Slam down that Oathsworn, no problemo. Now, if we can get another land when we go to swing in with these two, we can actually have Oathsworn become a 6/6 with double strike and trample, but we didn't. That's okay. We're still taking them down 6 damage total, which is almost the same, right? Now, I'm a little hesitant to play Stormfist, given that it's Esper. If they have a white source, they can just board wipe us come next turn. So, and the whole nice thing about Stormfist is you can rebuild your hand after the board wipe, so we'll see. Cheeky Shatter. Cheeky little Shatter. Cool beans. So we did avoid that pretty nicely. I could use the Foulmire Knight to just draw 1 card, but I think that's a little bit wasted mana. I think we will go ahead and go for the Stormfist, right? Yeah. Yep. And then we're just going to throw down the Foulmire Knight, actually. This way we have more bodies on the board. And again, if we hit red source, we can play that Embercleave onto the Stormfist. And that'll be 6-7 damage. Take them down to 4, which, you know, Bonecrusher is 2. We'd only need 2 more points of damage for lethal. And we do have the Rimrock. Granted, we couldn't play the Rimrock this turn and Embercleave. No, we'd only need one more point because Stormfist just dealt 1 point. Ah, so we swing in, as pretty much we just foretold in the prophecy. Embercleave, yeah, yeah. We were gonna get him there. That's nice. Not necessarily in this turn, but